My name is Aaron Endicott, also known as BigE in the online gaming community. It's pretty important to me because as you get older, you learn that time is one of the most important things with what we do. So at the start of my day, I like to make sure I spend a little bit of time with Megan, get a cup of coffee going. I usually skip breakfast for a few hours. I like to just get that time in, get that cup of coffee, and get straight into the setup and get started with the day. Off the rip, I like to typically create like small forms of content before I get into the big stuff. Example streams or YouTube videos. So I like to start off with doing those like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok promotions. Maybe I hit some cool clips in the game last night, or just some funny stuff happened. Just anything I can do to help the little micro promotions to grow my brand for the day. The biggest highlight of my day usually ends up being when I shut down that final thing. So if like for the day, the big focus is a live stream. So after I get my morning started, I get some clips put out there, I go live, maybe I have a YouTube video go live, and then just like when Megan gets home, we start supper, just acknowledging everything that I've done for myself for the day. I just don't like ending a day off not having that feeling that I've actually accomplished something at the very least. One minute thing, maybe it's just a stream, maybe it's just promoting some clips or something, but just ending off the day knowing that I've done something. Toughest part about my day as a creator is making sure that I'm not checking the phone, the computer every few minutes to see how things are going. Constantly checking, how's your TikTok doing? How's your Twitter post doing? How's yesterday's YouTube video doing? A lot of this stuff grows over time. So the biggest obstacle today is making sure that I'm not focused on the stuff that I've put out today or even yesterday. I just need to produce, game, have a good time, be an entertaining creator, and go. Over the years, avoiding that obstacle of always checking my phone has been crucial into helping not only the growth in my brand, but just like the overall well-being of myself. Making sure I get in everyday physical activity. I do very well. I've been on a weight loss journey for a few years now, and I try to stay active, especially in this industry. Like gaming and being in a chair all day long can ruin you. So I try to stay active, but I would love if I had that like set 1 hour every single day where I go into the gym. I just have me time, but some days just don't flow that well. I can keep kind of a routine, but yeah, if there's something I can definitely change, it would be just gym session every single day. At this current point in time, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War, 100%. I've been playing a little bit of Warzone, little bit of Escape from Tarkov as well, but Cold War definitely has my attention. My first time building a PC. And I'm pretty excited about this because it's like perfect timing for this video because the remastered version is out right now or is coming out, and I think they might be making a new one. But I really wanted to play the video game years ago called Crysis. And if you guys remember Crysis when it came out, it was an extremely taxing game on systems. And I just blatantly had a computer that couldn't handle it. So it wasn't my first build, but it was my first time, my first experience taking apart the computer that I had and putting in new RAM and a new GPU and having to find out that the GPU I got for that computer at the time was wrong, bringing it back, getting a different one. That was 100% the first time I ever started tinkering around in computers. I don't even know how many years that would have been. It's funny to think that what got me into this, like the PC building side of things and being interested in that, is because I just wanted to play Crysis with my friends. Like to say that I could have that experience, and it was worth it. That game was epic. I guess I wish I would have just had more confidence. I will say though, for new builders and new PC enthusiasts, if you have at least basic knowledge, take it slow, do your research. But also as well, I really suggest for people that are coming in from console gaming, you don't have to build your first one yourself. You don't know what you're doing. It doesn't make you cooler. It doesn't make you any better of a gamer. If anything, if you have no knowledge about building whatsoever and you buy a pre-built from like a company like Asus, for example, you probably have more benefits off the rip, not having to deal with drivers, knowing everything in it is optimized with itself. So don't be discouraged if you're coming into this completely new, no knowledge, and you want to buy something that's done and then learn more about it. But if you do have basic knowledge, if you know what the difference between a motherboard and a GPU is, slow down and do your research. Figure out what's right for you. Google and YouTube is one click away in 2020, and all the information is there. In my early 20s, when I was like starting to finally have the money to afford PC parts, Asus was like the thing, was the brand that I looked up to at the time when it came to monitors and PC parts in itself. I guess what comes to mind when I think of Asus is like kind of a core foundation for me in terms of gaming. It's just always been that solid company that's done the job to give gamers what they need. That's tough. Right now, my 2080 Ti is a pretty beast experience now that I'm in a dual PC setup and I can focus my gaming rig on solely gaming. Playing at 4K 144 FPS has been mind-blowing. And I don't know if it's a toss-up between the 2080 Ti or the fact that I have a monitor that can handle gaming at 4K 144 FPS. I feel like the monitor, if I had to downgrade, I could, but at this point, I am spoiled to that 2080 Ti. I don't even know what I would do right now with a 3080 or a 3090 because I'm so happy with my 2080 Ti at this point. I had big plans when I was in high school to be a musician. A lot of people don't know this, but I grew up playing bass and guitar, and I also had a lot of friends in bands around Ohio that ended up getting signed. So like 10, 12 years ago, I had no idea that like this was the path. Would have never thought to be here today. Stop comparing yourself. At the end of the day, the reason why a lot of us creators have made strides in this industry, in gaming and esports and in this content creation world is because we have thoroughly enjoyed what we've done. That shows to anybody out there. That will represent you. If you overstress, if you try to be something you're not, it will come through to your audience, to your friends, and people who are around you. At the end of the day, if you can't even be yourself, if you can't be who you enjoy to be, people most likely aren't going to enjoy that experience too. So if you have a passion with this, don't give up. Don't just quit and say that this isn't for you if you thoroughly enjoy it. You gotta adapt. You gotta try new things. You gotta kind of go against the community flow at times and see what works best for you. I really believe that thousands of creators have something special to them, and just right now, they don't know what it is. So I just encourage you to keep going till you find what it is that you bring to the table.